When I'm hyping myself up to buy something, it always seems so good in my head. But then when I have them in my hands, they turn out to be absolute duds. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I am going to talk about the luxury items that I quote-unquote gambled on, and I thought they will be fantastic items in my collection. But then once I bought them and brought them in, they turned out to be not that great. I call them duds. So I do have a few items still with me. I probably will not sell them, but a few of them I've already sold, and so I'll put some pictures for you to see. I'll tell you what went through my head, like why did I think they were so amazing? And then once I brought them into my life, I'll tell you why they didn't work out. So if you are thinking about any of these items, or you have them and you actually enjoy them, please don't get offended. I think it's more of a lifestyle, and yeah, just me in general. So it's me, it's not you. So anyway, if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kat. I love to do luxury related videos. I love skincare and makeup, so I do hope you will subscribe, hit the notification bell as well. And for everyone else, thanks for joining back, and let's get started. The first item is a piece of jewelry. It is the VCA guilloche. So I don't have it anymore. I sold it pretty quickly after I got it. Now this necklace has been on my wish list for quite a while. A lot of people talk about it, and everyone who has it loves it. They say that it matches so many outfits, it's so sparkly, it's so beautiful. It's one of those classic designs, and you can't go wrong with VCA. Plus, it's solid gold, so it would suit my lifestyle. So I had all these great points about it. I purchased it, I got it just before the price increase. However, when I took it home, that was when I actually wore it. Like, I literally put it on my neck and let it dangle for an extended period. I think I wore it for like at least an hour. And you would not do that in store. You would not be wearing the necklace for an hour. You wear it for like 5 minutes, and you take it off, and then you chit chat with the essay, right? But at home, once you have it, that's what had happened. I wore it for a long, extended period. I wasn't going out. And that's when I realized this is not for me. And the reason is because it was so heavy. Like, I love to stack my necklace. I actually have the carnelian one, which I have raved about in my past, like the other video I talked gambled and absolutely love it. This is actually a star. Now, what's the difference? This is tiny, it's light. Even if I wear 2 necklaces, it still doesn't feel like I was being strangled by my necklace. The guilloche is actually really heavy. I mean, solid gold, right? What can you expect from that? It should be weighty. It is light, there's something wrong with it. So it felt like it was tightening around my neck. Like it was doing this. I'm lightly pulling on my necklace. I felt like this part was kind of like pressing along my neckline. And you know, at the beginning, when you're wearing it for the first 5 to 10 minutes, you don't really feel it. It's when you start to move and wear it for long, and that's when you feel like, oh, okay, there's something really uncomfortable on the neck. So I tried it a couple more times, and I just knew that it was a mistake. I should have, I don't know, what could I have done, right? What could I have wore it longer in the store? Maybe I should have asked a friend who had it, but I didn't have any friends who have it. So it turned out to be an absolute dud. After wanting it for so pretty long and hearing all these fantastic reviews, but that necklace just did not work out for me. Shoes are always a hit or miss. So this pair of shoes, I know they are a hit for my good friend here, Clara. And I have to admit, she was a main factor for me to run out to the store and try them out. And I think there were a few more IG, YouTube influencers that have this pair of shoes, but let me just show you what they are. They are these sneakers. Now, when I saw them on pictures and I talked to Clara, they just seem like the best shoe. Like, I hyped myself up to say, oh my gosh, Hermes shoes, they are probably really good, great for the pre-spend as well. But also, they just seem so beautiful. Like, look at them, they are really beautiful. Just pure white, they've got a bit of platform, and they look really chic. So I absolutely loved them while I was in the store. And they were comfortable. Like if I put my foot in them, they're comfy. You can see I've hardly worn them. I've worn them a little bit. There's a bit of like a sticker here. And why is that? Because they are heavy. Like they are heavy shoes, and when I wear them, I feel tired. But on top of that, because I have a bad leg, I have a bad knee, a bad hip on my left side, it's really hard to walk. So in my head, while I was in the store buying these are, I think they're called the bouncing sneakers, or Vantage or something. I don't know what they're called. I just Hermes sneakers. I had all these expectations of dressing them up with shorts, wearing them out, just really chilling out with them. No, did not happen. It's gonna be DUDS. I mean, I'm not gonna sell them because they are really good, and I kind of hope that maybe one day my leg will get better. I'll walk better. I don't know. I'm just hopeful. But in honesty, I've probably only worn this a handful of times, and I know my friends here love them. But feet are so fiddly. If you've got a different anatomy on your feet, the way you walk, your walking gait is different. Like me, maybe you got a bad hip, you got a bad knee, you got a bad ankle. They make so much of a difference. Now the shoe itself, other than it being pretty heavy, the shoe, it's comfy, it's soft, it's actually comfortable on the inside. But yeah, it didn't turn out the way my head said it would be. Let's talk about a bag, and that's my Kelly 32. Now, a lot of you are gonna say, yeah, 32 is too big. You know it, then great. I didn't know it. I thought Kelly 32 would be a good big bag, and I bought it secondhand. I only knew what I knew through the picture. So again, in my head, a Kelly 32 would be perfect for work. Perfect for putting, all my stuff, wallet, if I put an umbrella, whatever I could put inside. So back then I thought, and I hyped myself up to say a 32 would be a perfect everyday going out, traveling plus work bag. Now, only after having it, and I did a couple of videos about it, and one of the biggest problems with the Kelly 32, because of its size, it was really hard to close. I had to use my leg and flip up the bag, and when your bag's heavy, you got things inside, that's what a bag should fit, right? It just did not work out. It was very cumbersome. And it suited a person who did not have my kind of lifestyle, where I was always running around, I was always on my feet, I had my laptop bag, I had my handbag, maybe holding my handphone. I was always I just used public transport while I was working. So it's not the most convenient. If you have a chauffeur or you drive, obviously you would not see this kind of inconvenience of having such a big, a little, fiddly with the handles and the closure. You wouldn't see it. You'd be like, well, 32 is not so bad. But it was big. And plus it was a pre-loved bag. It was also a little slouchier. So all in all, when I was buying it, I thought, wow, 32, what a great size, because I think the classic Kelly bag is a 28. So 32 just didn't seem so big. Well, I sold it. I sold it back to where I bought it from, and yeah, it just turned out to be such a dud for me. Here's another show and tell. This very beautiful long sleeve blue silk top from LV. My very first expensive ready to wear from LV. First and last from LV. Oh, well, no, I have a t-shirt, but so first and last expensive, at least silk piece from LV. I will not buy silk from LV again. So let me tell you, in my head when I was considering this, because I saw it online and I told my SA and I said, okay, let's buy it. In my head, I thought it would be so good. No, silk, it's comfortable, it's great for Singapore weather, it's great for work, it doesn't have the LVs on it. Actually, it's just the pattern, so it's kind of understated, but it didn't work out. Okay, so two things. One, it's kind of loud. So I have worn it for work and it's beautiful and it was good, but why it turned out to be a dud, and You know, some of you could blame me for not following the instructions. But then again, gosh, I paid good money for this. It should not be so, what's the word? So delicate. Okay, so I mean, it's still silk, it's delicate, but not this delicate. So what happened was this. I wore it a couple of times, then I decided to give it a really quick wash. The color absolutely ran into all the white pattern. It probably doesn't, no, it probably doesn't look like it on camera, but some of the whites, let me find for one. You can see it's not that white, it's a little bit bluish, yeah? So it's already better. So I actually had to wash it a few times to get the color out. But if you think of it, this is a really expensive piece. So from being a, wow, my first LV ready to wear long sleeve silk blouse, it's like all these expectations of something so beautiful. One wash practically ruined it for me. So it turned out to be a dud. It's like, what is this? What is this? And I have had silks. This is not my first rodeo, okay, with silks. I have had silks and it's never been so bad. It's never been like touch and whoa, all the color runs. Hermes silk doesn't do this. My other non-branded silk does not do this. So what's up with this LV? So a bit of a dud disappointment. But because of that experience, I haven't worn it. I just don't bother with it. I just like, nah. Because you know why? Now that I know it's not so good to wash, every time I wear it means I've got to send it to the dry cleaners, which is not practical again. So in my head, it was great, but in reality, when you put it to practice, so inconvenient. The click H, the click clack, the whatever clack bracelets from Hermes. Oh my goodness, these were such the rage in the early days of YouTube, and I got sucked into it. Firstly, it was obviously being influenced, and that led me to know about them. But then I got kind of hyped in my head, like, oh my gosh, this chunky bracelet, this beautiful H, love the turn lock, blah, 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 all that in my head. And I bought a few. But then that time, I didn't listen to my gut. It didn't hit me that while I was buying all these, they just didn't suit me. They were clunky. I have a really thin wrist that just doesn't, it doesn't have the typical suitable shape for that bracelet. That bracelet's kind of like this, right? And somehow it always turns. There was no size. They turned out to be duds, and I hardly wore them, though I did buy a few of them because I just wanted to collect them. They were beautiful, they had beautiful colors, and looking at them is just, it's pretty. But yeah, they just didn't wear them. They didn't suit my lifestyle. This is a little bit more like you should know you kind of situation, which is why I should have stopped at one. But it was the fog of all these bracelets and just the excitement of them. Thank goodness I have woken up from that fog. And now that I know better, I don't buy them anymore. I think they are beautiful on some people. You have to have the hand for it. You have to have the wrist. I'm not saying that you need to have bigger arms, like per se, but they gotta kind of fit you. And for me, they just didn't fit, so they didn't work out. Let's do another show and tell and another H item. I swear there'll be others. Okay, there'll be others. So this Hermes Kelly belt is not like an absolute dud. It's still, I'd say, dudish, a little bit, a bit. When I was getting into belts, I have tried a few luxury belts. Gucci, I think I bought an LV one before. They all didn't work out because I thought, oh, buckle, blah, blah, blah. So I was finding a belt that wasn't so much functioning as a belt. I was looking for a belt that accessorized some of the clothes that I was wearing then, dresses that needed a belt and as such. So this just seemed to be the best. In my head, I thought I would wear it with all my kind of dresses, all my shirt dresses. I would wear it and singe it in, all of that, okay? It was just the perfect. And honestly, logically it is. It's got that kind of adjustable belt loop and it's pretty. But you know what? I realized that once I got it back, I didn't have enough outfits to wear it with. I only had a couple that required such a fancy belt. So it had a bit of a lifestyle mismatch. I just rather wear a dress that doesn't have the form and just leave it as such than to add an accessory. So I had this anticipation or this vision in my head that I would accessorize with a belt. But in reality, I was absolutely fine without it. So yeah, we had a bit of a mismatch. This is why I say it's dudish, because I'm pretty sure one day, you know, maybe I would find a dress that I really like and I thought, okay, I finally have a dress that this would go with it. At this time, there isn't any. I have one, but again, I'm fine with wearing it without the belt. So it's a bit of a lifestyle dud mismatch, and hopefully, I mean, I'm gonna keep it. I'm not selling it, but it's one of those that when I look at it, I said, you know, I could have probably waited. Okay, let's give our mess a bit of a break, and let's talk about something that I thought would be perfect for my lifestyle, and that are luxury backpacks. So I went through two. Firstly, the LV Bosper backpack. The other one is the Chanel Urban Spirit backpack. Oh my goodness. These two backpacks, they had a different expectation. So with the LV Bosper backpack, I thought, oh my goodness, great backpack, so many pockets, easy to get in at the side, it had the front compartments, perfect. Great for what I thought, traveling. I thought I would be traveling everywhere with it, and I realized I don't really travel. I travel between Malaysia and Singapore for work, but I'm not a wanderer. I don't travel around the world. I work most of the time. I hardly take holidays. Even if I take a holiday, like the next week I'm taking a couple of days off, I just stay at home. I just rest. I don't go on trips. I know, one day I'm gonna regret this, but I just don't. I don't like to take long offs. So anyway, that turned out to be a lifestyle in my head, but in reality, I don't really take holidays. I took it for one holiday, I think 1 or 2 holidays, but they were far in between. So I ended up with this bag that I loved and I chased down. However, it just was not for me. Okay, second backpack. So the Urban Spirit backpack, another bag that I had to chase down a little bit. And this was when backpacks were the craze, right? Luxury backpacks. Again, it was mismatch of lifestyle. This one wasn't so much of traveling. This was going out, about, you know, shopping. I laugh because I thought I was that kind of girl, you know, walking in Orchard with a backpack and, you know, paying my things, you know, fling it at the side, take my money out, blah, 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 all that stuff. No. It was very inconvenient. I want my bag to be slinged at the side of me or at my shoulders, not at the back of me when I am so concerned. I know Singapore's safe, but I was still concerned that somebody would either push against my bag, open my bag, rub against my bag. So I constantly felt that I was wearing it at my side. And I was squishing it or wearing it in my front, which is not attractive. So there was just all these that just didn't suit me, and I ended up selling them. Turned out to be DUDS. In my head, they were really good, right? They thought, oh, traveling, going out. No, I could go on and on about my DUDS because I've been buying luxury for a long time. So if you want me to do a part 3 of DUDS, Gamble and DUDS, let me know in the comment section down below. But we're going to end with one more bag, and that is my Chanel DeVille. Oh my goodness. It was also a time where the DeVille totes were just the craze. If you just Google or like YouTube search bar DeVille, you would see a lot in the past. I mean, nowadays there are some, and they were the smaller ones, but back then everyone had the big DeVille. You know what I mean? Everyone. And there was such a craze that I thought I could participate in this craze. Or I fell in love with it. And the whole design of the veil is perfect. You've got the top handle, you got the strap, you got this bag that was so good for traveling. You see a theme here. Traveling, going out, going to work, all that stuff, all that wonderful things that were going in my head. So I convinced myself, yep, this is the bag. This is a great one. Gosh, it sat in my cupboard for quite a while. I don't travel, so I didn't have a lifestyle to bring this bag for traveling. On top of that, because it was this open style tote, how do you travel with this? You know, you gotta only put certain not important things like shawls and jackets. And I thought, oh, great for the beach. I don't go to the beach. It didn't turn out to be that way. And when I used it for work, I tried. I swear, I tried. And I think some of my Singapore subscribers saw me once and said, I think I saw you. You were walking around with your DeVille and you looked like the DeVille was wearing you. Yeah, because I'm tiny. So with this big bag, I had my laptop inside. My laptop was swimming in it. And yeah, no, not a look. So it turned out to be better in my head. Gambled on it. I just should have taken a little bit more time. It did not suit me, so I'm sure this is a great bag for a lot of people. You know, if you have that kind of things to put inside this fantastic bag, because logically, it's a great and simple, functional bag. I mean, how can you go wrong with a tote, right? But if you don't have the lifestyle for it, like me, yeah, it turned out to be a dud. But yes, those are my duds for this video. If you enjoyed it and you want to see part 3, so I do have more, but I thought I don't want this video to go on and on and on. It'd be kind of like a downer, right? But yeah, if you want to see part 3, I'm more than happy to share it with you. But otherwise, if you enjoyed today's video, do give this video a thumbs up. Don't leave me without it. And yeah, hit that notification bell so that you're notified, especially if you're subscribed, when my next video goes up. Otherwise, everyone, please take care, stay safe, and I will see you then.